be white is to see oneself outside of race, to see oneself as a unique, special individual, exempt from the forces of socialization.
Whiteness is nothing without the rest of the rainbow.
I also had my first abortion at the Seattle Planned Parenthood. Yay!
So if you take the two most toxic ideologies of the 20th century, you ask me what they were, I would say they were German Nazism, which was identity politics on steroids, and Soviet Marxism, which was an oppressor-oppressed narrative on steroids. You combine the two, and that's what gets you to modern wokeism here on American soil, the love child of those two other philosophies.
I think it's been around for several hundred years. It's the group of people who have taken up moral high ground, adopted new rules for themselves, self-anointed, and they've wrapped themselves in this moral high ground. And that morphed into a form of Marxism, and now you've got a strain of Marxism that's been picked up by the left.
And so that's where we find ourselves in this country. When we listen to the id, the ego, that self-determination and self-individualism, and there is no absolute I am my God. There is no foundational truth to anchor your beliefs on. Then we get what we have, and that is this chaos.
We want to be very clear. When we say defund MPD, we mean get the budget to zero. We are working towards an abolitionist future where we don't have police and we don't have policing.
Racist cops! You can't hide! We charge you with genocide!
What wokeism basically says is that there are these invisible social relationships between people in the world where certain people are disempowered and certain people are empowered. That's what it has in common with Marxism. But it says that unlike Marxism, it's not that poor people are the ones who are disempowered. It's not the people without money. No. It's the people who inherited the wrong genetics. People who are black. People who are women. People who are homosexual.
This is our government. This is our administration. These are our laws.
This is a process of democratization of the United States where more people who feel oppressed are finding a voice, and people who really haven't been oppressed are looking for a voice. It grabbed a lot of energy after Ferguson. It grabbed a lot of energy after George Floyd. It grabbed a lot of energy with cell phone video footage of the police brutality industry. And then all of a sudden it became hip, prestige to be woke. And wokeism has now moved into gender, sex. Anyone who feels oppressed is oppressed in their mind.
These are the kinds of people who suffer disempowerment in the woke worldview. So according to the theory of wokeness, certain people are disempowered based on the characteristics they inherit on the day they're born. And what the woke proponents call on us to do is to be alert to those injustices, to wake up to those injustices, and to fix them. That's a long way of saying it's about obsessing over race, gender, and sexual orientation. Maybe climate change too.
So there's this notion of a Trojan horse. A lot of people don't know what a Trojan horse is. It was a fabricated horse, big, huge horse, and it was used in warfare. And what would happen is this big, huge, gigantic horse would roll in, and everyone would be just afraid of the big horse. But really what they should have been afraid of was what was inside of the big horse. And so this whole notion of racism and sexual orientation and cancellation of things, they're just Trojan horses.